New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. And hello again, dear ones. Dr. Robert with you here on a Friday evening. It's 5 o'clock on the Mountain Time Zone, and that means it is time for our good news, a weekly opportunity to take a look at the good news stories that have made a way across my desk that I have found and I believe will support you in having a great weekend and remembering and being reminded that we really are creating a world that works better for everyone. And I want to get right into it because our first story tonight is a follow-up on a piece that we've reported on at other times. This is happening in California. And sorry, I have there it is. Lost sight of my my button there. California power authorities have finished their first solar panel covered canal project. It's going to generate 1.6 megawatts of power per year, overseen and built by the Turlock Irrigation District Water and Power. This is over the Hickman Canal. It's going to help to irrigate cotton, tomatoes, almonds, and other crops in California's Central Valley. Overall, as we reported, $20 million was contributed by the state of California. It's called Project Nexus, and it began back in October of 2022. Well, it's final and up and running. Now, it's believed that for every megawatt of solar energy generated during Turlock's 290 days of average sunshine, the pairing of panels over canals could replace 15 to 20 diesel generators that are normally used to pump water along the canals. This is one of only a handful of projects worldwide where panels are being mounted over canals. It's only the second in the U.S. as well. The first was installed that last October at the Pima Maricopa Indian Reservation near Phoenix. We've reported on that story as well. Overall, this looks like a win-win-win for everybody involved. It keeps the canals from evaporating quite as much. It keeps the solar panels cool from underneath so they have a longer lifespan. And this prevents the growth of algae that would require cleaning on a regular basis if it were not for these. Good work in California. Project Nexus up and running. We'll be monitoring this story, as will the state of California, to see how well all this does, if it meets up to what the projections were. Overall, there are about 4,000 miles of canals in California, and beliefs are that if all of them were covered, it would produce up to 13 gigawatts of power, which would cover about 750,000 homes, or around half of Los Angeles itself. Right on. Good news, good news, good news. And you know, folks, we get most of our stories over at the goodnewsnetwork.org. That's where we found this story. Be sure to check them out. Give them some of the love and attention they deserve. They do a great job of curating good news stories for us. All right, and here we go again. See, I have lost my layout buttons are all messed up, and yeah, let's see if we can just there we go. Okay, now we got it working. Boston's historic Chinatown is building a new affordable housing complex on top of a Boston Public Library branch. Now, it's actually been 60 years since Chinatown has had a Boston Public Library branch, and activists see it as a full circle closure of a saga that began when the community lost that branch over 60 years ago. Originally, it was demolished as part of a plan to thread Interstate 95 through town, and that's why they closed the library. Now, row houses were demolished. There was a renewal project, and it all kind of came crashing down when the interstate was demolished. That artery was demolished back in 2008. Since 2021, the city has aimed to follow in New York and Chicago's lead of building affordable housing on top of libraries, a community service at the very feet of the community that uses it. Families who live here will not only have affordable homes, they'll also have a library just steps away, a place for children to learn, for elders to connect, for workers and students to find community, and to do so in community together. That was the Boston Public Library President David Leonard, as reported by the Boston Globe. Overall, the building's being designed by an Italian architecture firm, Stantec, 12 stories of mixed-use development project. It'll include rental and subsidized condominium units on the top 10 floors. What a great story. And we're bringing back library, the use of a library, and bringing the library back into use. I love it. Hey, folks, here's a fun one. Now, our next couple of stories, you might say, wait a minute. This isn't real good news. This is just, well, some people winning a lottery ticket. Yep. In the remote fishing town of St. Paul River, Quebec, a single lottery ticket has changed lives forever. 14 longtime friends and neighbors struck gold in September when their Lotto Max pool hit the $50 million jackpot, making nearly 10% of the community multimillionaires. The winners, many of them, split by a story, many of them have been playing together for 18 years. Each walked away with about $3.5 million. And now it was hard to believe, said one of the winners. We've been giggling ever since, laughing about the moment when she got the call from her cashier that morning. The store that sold the ticket also got a $500,000 bonus. But the impact of this win is already being felt. Carpenters and contractors in the village of about 200 people are already being swamped with requests for home renovations and upgrades, many that residents have dreamed of for years. The local carpenters were getting bombarded with calls, said a local official. It's really a big win for the whole community. The celebrations have brought joy of laughter to every corner of St. Paul. The winners included seniors looking towards retirement, families eager to provide for their children, and even a mother and son duo. 4 of the winners live on the same street, and residents have officially now nicknamed that street Millionaires Row. Gotta love it, folks. What a great way. I love these types of stories. They warm the heart and remind us that there is so much good going on in the world, and we never know how it's going to show up or who it's going to bless. And that's a big part of this next one. Another lottery story winner. The Virginia lottery, a woman immediately donated the entire sum of her winnings to 3 personally important charities. Now, how this all happened is back on September 8th, Carrie Edwards won a $50,000 prize for matching 4 or 5 numbers, but she also had the $1 Powerball add-on, and that tripled her winnings to $150,000. According to a local TV and radio station, the first $50,000 gift was made to the Association for Frontotemporal Degeneration, an organization supporting urgent research and family resources for those affected by early onset dementia. The donation was made under her and her late husband, Steve's name. He died of that disease. The cause is deeply personal, she said, during what happened to be Awareness Month for this disease. I wanted this gift to shine a light on the families who are fighting this disease and on the researchers working toward a future. God is blessing me, so I bless others through this. The second gift was made to Shalom Farms, based in Richmond, an organization that strives to create richer food opportunities to underprivileged residents and low-income earners. And the third $50,000 was given to the Navy Marine Relief Society, providing several programs and services such as educational support to assist active duty and retired sailors, Marines, and their families in financial need. These three organizations represent healing, service, and community. Wow, what a great way to look at it, Carrie. Representing healing, service, and community. Lottery officials say we are all delighted to see the prize being shared with worthy causes due to the wonderful generosity. Edwards trusts that the donation will make a difference to their respective causes, but also that they inspire similar acts of kindness and generosity among fellow Virginians. Again, thank you so much, Carrie Edwards of Virginia, doing the good work, being a good person out in the world and doing the good work. So we all benefit. Hey folks, we need to take a quick break. Let a couple of our sponsors say hello. Let you learn a little bit more of some of the things happening here on New Thought Media Network. But please don't go away. We've got more stories coming right after the break. Stay with us.
The affiliated New Thought Network is pleased to present Deep Within, Mining Our Hidden Treasures, a hybrid spiritual retreat, October 6th through the 10th at Unity Village in Lee's Summit, Missouri, featuring our opening keynote address from Reverend Michelle Ezigwu. Our Tuesday evening Raise the Roof experience with Reverend Dr. Martha Creek, special musical artist Ricky Byers. Wednesday features a morning keynote with Centers for Spiritual Living spiritual leader, Reverend Dr. Sonny Cantrell Smith, and evening keynotes from Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski and Reverend Tanya Beverly. Reverend Dr. Janine Burns rounds out our keynote speakers on Thursday morning. Visit www.antn.org for more details. Virtual and in-person registration is now available. We would love to see you there. ANTN, connecting the New Thought community through consciousness and love.
And we're back with more of the good news here on the New Thought Media Network. Zookeepers in Richmond recently revealed that the largest litter of baby cheetahs born to the zoo happened about 3 months ago. The cubs were born in, this says the cubs were born in April, but they've been kept hidden away to help develop a better nurturing and bonding with the mother, sprinting, jumping on each other, and investigating every object in their enclosure. They seem well on their way to become the world's fastest land animal. Yes. Though just the 99th most populated city in America, the Richmond Zoo nevertheless boasts one of the country's most prolific and successful cheetah breeding programs for purposes of conservation. The litter of 6 takes the total number of captive-born cubs in the program's history to 167, dating back to 2013. Good work in Richmond, Virginia. And in the UK, another great story. Conservationists and zookeepers are celebrating our closest living relative giving birth to a healthy baby. Photos have emerged that show bonobo mother Yuli cradling her first newborn. This happened in Leicestershire, Twycross Zoo. Now, experts have hailed the birth as a globally significant moment, which could help save one of the world's rarest apes and humanity's cousin. Twycross Zoo in the UK is the only zoo in the UK to care for the species, and says the new arrival has the distinguished status as the only baby bonobo in the whole country. Bonobos are humans' closest living relatives, yet they remain one of the most endangered and least understood apes on Earth. That's according to Chief Conservation Officer Rebecca Biddle. Every birth is a true milestone and a powerful reminder that we can be achieving when we work together as a zoo. As the only UK zoo caring for bonobos here at Twycross Zoo, we're immensely proud and feel a great responsibility to play our part in protecting this incredible species, said Rebecca. Bonobos, which are listed as endangered or also on the red list of threatened species, are indeed, as Bibble says, Homo sapiens' closest living relatives, sharing more than 98% of our human DNA. Wow, I didn't realize that part. Right on. Good news in the animal world. And folks, I found another one here that is really, I think, important as well. So we're going to stay in the world of the apes. This story is being reported by the BBC, coming out of China's mountain forests, an effort to protect and understand one of the nation's most amazing animals. The golden sub-nosed monkey is revered alongside the giant panda as a national treasure of Chinese wildlife, yet this couldn't protect them from logging and hunting that followed in the wake of Mao's Cultural Revolution. Members of the subspecies are located in the UNESCO-listed Shenanjai Mountains of Hubei province. My apologies for the mispronunciations. The researchers, Professor Yang Junyon, has been studying these primates since 1991. For Yang, the golden sub-nosed monkey was what Jane Goodall's chimpanzees were. But this time, Yang arrived in Shenanjai. The population had collapsed to just under 500 or so individuals across 6 family groups. Years of illegal logging as a form of subsistence living had reduced forest coverage in the mountains by 63%. The monkeys were at first so wary of humans that Yang and his team had to stay half a mile away to be able to just observe the monkeys in their habitat. Eventually, though, with repeated encounters, half a mile became a quarter mile, and a quarter mile became a couple yards. Yang, who, however, he brought with him, was eventually accepted by the troops of monkeys. Even after logging was banned there were still people illegally felling timber, said Professor Yang. There were also people secretly hunting these monkeys, and it was a long period of building awareness and working with everyone to help protect the species. Yang's Institute estimates that the monkey will come to number 2,000 individuals sometime over the next 10 years. It's a testament to the magnificent outcome of conservation can provide, and when there's someone in the right place at the right time that wants to make the effort and therefore make the difference. We are all making a difference here, folks. That's what it's all about. Hey, we're going to take another quick break, let you see a little bit more of what's going on here at New Thought Media Network, but we're going to be right back with more, including this week's Hero of the Week. Stay with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What I love about Anton is the community, the people. I get to come here every year and pick up right where I left off with so many wonderful soul-centered friends.
This is our first time here, and I can't tell you the joy I've felt listening to the wonderful words of the people who are teaching us and sharing with us.
I've enjoyed every topic that's been talked about, and I've enjoyed the people. They're knowledgeable, they're loving, and it's a great space to spend a few days for yourself and for others.
You feel the love. It is literally palpable.
Hi, I'm Reverend Dr. Jerry Troyer, Board President of the affiliated New Thought Network, Anson, speaking to you live and direct from Unity Village outside of Kansas City. We are a beloved spiritual community, and we'd love to have you join us.
So if you're thinking about it and you'd like to have a deep dive into your own soul and connect with others that are doing the same thing, then you might want to consider coming to the Anton Retreat next year in 2025 here at Unity Village. Peace and blessings to you.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring. Yes. Thank you to all of our organizational sponsors and individual donors. It's thanks to folks like you and our viewers that make this all possible. Help us take the New Thought message out into the world. Together we are changing lives. And you know, that's what I love about the good news, folks, is we are changing lives. And our whole next segment is all about people changing lives, including our hero of the week. But before we get there, I want to introduce you to Ferhat. Ferhat is a Turkish barber. And recently, not long ago, he spotted a lump on the back of the neck of a 17-year-old client of his. He advised him to get it checked out. Owen went to his doctor. His doctor referred him to a specialist, and following a series of tests, Owen was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. And now Owen Norgrove from Shropshire, England, is now in remission and hoping to be given the all clear by next year. Owen had just gone for his normal haircut, and Ferhat noticed the tiny lump on his neck. This is according to Owen's mother, Haley. When Owen came home, he told us that Ferhat had advised him, and we immediately got an appointment with his general practitioner. Once we saw it, it didn't start to grow, but by the time he was diagnosed, it had become a sizable lump on his neck. Early detection was the key here. Owen did go through chemotherapy, but that ended back in May, and he is anticipated to be making a full recovery. Thank you, Ferhat, for being part of the good news, for saving a life. That's what we love, saving lives. And here's our next story, saving a life in a little bit of a different way. This story begins with heartbreak for a Midvale family that turned into a powerful story of generosity, teamwork, and hope. Last year, thieves stole Axton Bird's donated wheelchair. And what happened is a group, I know, terrible, right? A group of local nonprofits came together to not only replace, but to surprise him with even more. Axton lives with a very rare genetic condition that causes stiff joints and weak muscles, making it difficult for him to walk any distances. Insurance hasn't provided him with a wheelchair, so when somebody donated one, it was a lifeline. That's why it was devastating when it was suddenly vanished from his family's home, out in front of his family's home. When the wheelchair was stolen, we kind of hit rock bottom. That's Jason Bird, Axton's father. All we were seeing was red and anger, thinking, how could someone do this? But I had to remind myself and remind my wife and my family that sometimes God works in mysterious ways, and God brought these wonderful people to us. One of these people was Mike Felice with Disabled Outdoorsman Utah. After seeing the story on a local news outlet, he immediately knew he had to call. Let's don't focus on the negative. Let's focus on the positive and what we can do to resolve this. And let's get this young man a new chair, was his mantra. Together with Compassion Mobility and other organizations, the community quickly rallied, and within a week, Axton had a brand new wheelchair. This one, which was specially designed so he could operate it with his elbows. But the kindness didn't stop there. King's Camo offered to outfit Axton with hunting gear, and Huckleberry Hiking donated tandem hiking equipment to help him enjoy trails with greater ease. Supporters even raised $2,500 for the family to use towards other expenses. And seeing his son in a new chair left Jason almost speechless, overwhelmed, overjoyed, speechless almost, he said. To watch our son have the independence and mobility that he deserves and have such a really awesome and cool wheelchair that he can grow into and have for many years to come means the world to us and our family. Yes, I am sure it does, Jason. Thank you, Axton, for putting up with all of it. And thank you to the community for stepping forward and making it all happen financially. What a great, great story. And you know what, folks? That brings us to our hero of the week. When Zachary Battle spotted smoke pouring from a senior apartment complex in southeast Washington, D.C., he didn't hesitate. Instead of driving past, he pulled over and ran straight inside, determined to help. As I'm turning the corner right here, I see smoke coming out of the building, Battle recalled. He knew first responders were on their way, but he was already there. I ain't wasting no time because I know there was people in there still, and so I ran up to the third floor. That's when he heard the desperate cries of a man pleading for help. His wife was bedridden and trapped inside their smoke-filled apartment. I heard a guy, he was calling and he said, I need help. My wife is stuck. My wife, bedridden. She's stuck. I need help, Battle said. Battle pushed through the smoke to find the woman lying in her bed. I was like, bro, we got to get her out of here. And it's smoky, I'd rather her be in pain than not have her life today. Together, Battle and the resident managed to move the woman to the stairwell just as DC firefighters rushed in and carried her outside to safety and the waiting ambulance. The apartment building's residents, many with mobility challenges, were evacuated to a nearby police station. Later that day, as some began returning home, Arthur Dyson expressed his gratitude to the man who helped save his life. If he hadn't come along while I was out in the hall and I saw the fire jumping out the window, I said, Lord, have mercy. How are we going to get her out? And he said, come on, man, we got to get her out. But if it wasn't for this guy here, yeah, we wouldn't have. I don't know, man. If it wasn't for Zach here, Dyson reflected on how close he came to losing his wife in the fire. Thanks to Battle's courage, one family was spared a devastating loss, and a community gained a hero who acted without hesitation. Yes, that is the truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Zach, Mr. Battle. You've done the good work this week, this time around, and you deserve to be our hero of the week. That's what we've got, folks. Thanks for being with us. Until next time, I want to wish you peace and absolute richest blessings. Bye now.